Hi there, this is my video lesson on how to play Skinny Love by Iver. Before we start, you've got to retune your guitar to the appropriate tuning. It's an unusual tuning, so you might want to look up how to do it, but in the bass, on the lowest string, it's C, G, E, G, C, C. So the last two strings are tuned the same. The tuning in the actual recording of the song is slightly lower than what we're tuned to. It's basically the same. I'm not completely sure how to tune it to exactly how he plays it. This is ever so slightly higher. You can barely hear it though, but I just want to let you know now. The first part I played to you was the intro to the song. He plays it twice in the song, I think. We'll start with that. So you're going to want to put your index finger, your middle finger, on the second fret of the A string, which is now being tuned to a G, and your ring finger on the second fret of the G string, which is a G still. You strike all the strings but the lowest. So you start off with plucking the top string you've been playing, striking all the other strings, so it goes. And then you move up to the next chord, which is the same fingering, just move it up 3 frets to the 5th fret. So with the same strumming pattern as the first chord. So that sounds like this. And then the next thing you're going to play is an open A. So all those 3 chords are played the same. So and now there's a fancy little riff on the top 2 strings that goes in just after that last chord. It sounds like this. All that is you're barring the last 2 strings, the 2 C's, the last 2 strings with your index, and playing that once, and then hammering on the 4th fret, barring the 4th fret of the 2 last strings, pulling them off, on again, off, and open on the last 2. So it's so all that together sounds like this. And then after that, you go back into the chord progression that you started with. Now instead of playing the first riff, you play something slightly different. It starts on the 7th fret of the 9th, no, the 7th fret, sorry. You bar the top strings, play that once, you hammer onto the 9th, pull off, then you slide down to the 4th, slide down again to the 2nd, hammer onto the 4th, pull off onto the 2nd, then open. So it sounds like this. Pretty simple. Last part that's got a riff in it is the part after this. Same chord progression. And then it goes. The very last few beats of the bar. So it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that leads into the next part, which is a new chord, the 7th fret, using your middle, ring, and pinky, and you're holding down the 7th fret of the A, D, G string. You're playing all the strings but the very lowest. So, from the beginning up to this point it goes. Then you slide down to the first chord. Then you slide up to the second chord. You play that for about half the amount of time you usually would. You play openly after that. So, from that chord on the 7th fret it goes. Pretty simple. The verses when he's singing, it's the exact same as what I just taught you, what I just showed you, excluding the riffs. So it's all the same apart from the mini riffs. It's all the same. And then the last part is the chorus, which is very, very easy. It's 3 chords, very simple. Oh no, wait, no, sorry, actually. No, there's a riff. There's another riff at the end of the first verse. I remember now, yeah. So, the first verse. Right, so the only difference in the first verse to that chord progression is that it goes from 7th, the chord on the 7th fret, then it goes down to the first chord you play, hold it for twice as long, then you slide up to the 5th, and instead of playing the chord you already know on the 5th fret, you just add your ring finger, or you play with your middle, ring, finger, and pinky on the A, D, and G. So, the end of the first verse, it goes. Then this is when he puts in the little riff, which goes like this. So let me break that up for you. It's the 3rd fret on the D string, open on the D string, 7th on the A, 5th on the A, 9th on the E, slide all the way down, and you play an open A, and into the second verse, which is the same as the intro, excluding the riffs. Right, now the last part, the chorus, which is the easiest part in the song. It's 3 chords, very simple. The first chord starts on your ring finger, on the 9th fret, your middle finger, your ring finger on the 9th fret of the A string, your middle finger on the 8th fret of the D string, and your index finger on the 7th fret of the G string. Yeah, that's right. That's the first chord. That's held twice as long as the two other chords. So it's... Then you move down into some kind of D7 formation, but you're playing with your middle finger on the 4th fret of the A string, your index finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Then you just slide all that down 2 frets. So it sounds like this. Very easy, and then I think he plays the intro again at the very end of the song, but otherwise quite straightforward. 2 main parts to the song, and there you go. Enjoy.